Guy. It's Slater.
Good morning, class. Welcome to iRock You. I am Professor Slater. Thank you for joining us this morning in room 1979 in honor of course, the Smashing Pumpkins. This week, a couple of things that we're going to be discussing, including albums that came out this week inside the world of rock and roll that you definitely need to be quite aware of, including the System of a Down album Toxicity, which came out in 2001. Marilyn Manson's Antichrist Superstar came out in 1996. But most importantly, the Kiss album, Kiss Alive, came out in 1975 this week. And people, let me tell you something about the Kiss album, Alive. If it wasn't for that album, you probably never even know who Kiss was. This because this was the last-ditch effort by the band's management to sell their records. And this was the show that was recorded at Detroit's Cobble Hall and a couple of other venues around the Midwest back in 1974. Kiss Alive captured the absolute essence of what everyone was talking about. A circus performance set to live music. And the funny thing about Kiss is it wasn't entirely a live album. There was some talk how they fixed some stuff in the studio. They cleaned up some vocals, adding some audience sound. But Kiss Alive, that album stayed on the charts for over 2 years and was an album that propelled the band to superstardom. And they released it at a time where no one was releasing live albums, and they didn't have much of a choice. Their manager was keeping the band alive by actually footing the bill for the live album. He put it on his American Express card, which is ironic, considering today the band's worth over $300 million. That being said, we'll talk about another kind of cornerstone inside the world of rock, MTV. The MTV Video Music Awards used to be held around this time back in the day. A couple of noteworthy events. In 1989 at the MTV Music Awards, Vince Neil punched Guns N' Roses guitarist Izzy Stradlin in the face while they were fighting over a chick, of course. Also in 1991, CC DeVille from Poison was kicked out of Poison after he sabotaged their performance by, instead of playing Unskinny Bop, he started playing Talk Dirty to Me. He was rolling around on the floor, just acting completely ludicrous. He was split from the band after that. And in 2000, at the MTV Music Awards, Rage Against the Machine bass player Tim Comerford interrupted the entire show when he climbed up a backdrop, baffling the crew and Limp Bizkit, who were actually on stage, accepting the Best Rock Video Award for Break Stuff. See, Rage was nominated for the video Sleep Now in the Fire. Maybe he was upset, maybe not, I don't know. But one final note that I need you to be aware of for extra credit this week. Inside the world of rock, birthdays, a couple of folks celebrating births. Namely, one, Kim Thayil turns 57. Brad Wilk, he is the drummer from Audioslave. He turns 48. Extra credit, if you could tell me what those two have in common? Extra credit. They both played with Chris Cornell. Thank you. And on that note, Mr. Manson, you will be responsible for snack next week. Thank you.
It's Slater.